We're all set to go with our championship match on our first Queen show. Lots of onlookers here at Northwest Lanes. Linda Ashley will get things started off for us. Linda going against Pam Sheanshang in our final match. She opens with a 9 count on the left-hand lane.
Once again, we're going to see a lady who, 2 years ago, she was always good, but all of a sudden her game has escalated to the point that she can compete with anybody.
What is it that clicks or elevates a game?
Well, you have to work on your game, that's for sure. Practice, get some good coaching, work on a release that works for you.
And make your spares. Right?
And make your spares, most important.
You'd be surprised just by concentrating on your spares and obviously not leaving the more difficult variety. You can increase your average 12 to 15 pins virtually overnight just by making your spares. And then work on that strike ball. She's right there again.
Certainly is.
Both players will be playing approximately the same place on the lane. Both players with a similar role, and I think it's going to come down to just who makes the fewest number of mistakes or gets the best carry in this particular match, Jen.
I would agree with that. Incidentally, Linda's husband Barry's averaging a 207, and Linda also has a high game of 300.
Whoa. It's about as high as you can go.
That's it.
Last time I checked.
Yeah. Pam Sheanshang. Wow. With a double to open. Boy, she just comes out of the gate in a flurry again.
10 in the pit. Let's see if we can pick up why. Is she splitting her mark? Yep. Splitting that 10th board in half. The end over end roll. Again, no deflection entering the pocket, or at least very little.
She's got that great extension.
Oops.
As does Linda. Oh,
Oops.
boy.
Well, the reason I said oops is because she pulled the ball in, and what's going to happen when you do that is it's going to kick back on the heavier concentration of oil. The ball deflects as it enters the pocket, and you are looking at it. The 5, 8, 10. There you go. Going to try to slide that middle pin, the 5 pin, over into the 10. Kind of like a bank shot. That's the right idea, just in the wrong area.
That's got to be real difficult for the right-handed bowler, I guess.
Actually, that wouldn't be one of your more difficult spares to make. It's not like making a 5 pin by itself, but you would take your strike target and simply move your feet 1 or maybe 2 boards to the right and try to hit your same strike zone, and that should get that 5 pin flying over there to the right-hand side. This is a better shot.
Much better shot. Linda Ashley with the strike in the 3rd frame. So she's got to be feeling a whole lot better right now.
Feeling a whole lot
I did
better.
mention that I'm going to interrupt your speech.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Thank you, Jen.
Thank God.
I was about to myself.
Linda is the city all events champion, and that is just such a prestigious title. And what the all events is you take your singles, doubles, and team score, add them together, and she had like 80 pins better than anybody else.
Pam Sheanshang like a machine out there right now. Splitting that mark every time.
Should be interesting. Last time she started with a flurry, as you can see it there, the first 3, we had a commercial break. This game, there will be no commercial breaks. Our championship match, there will be no interruptions. Let's see if Pam can maintain her concentration throughout this match. A little wider with the shot, a little bit more authority on the ball, and it went just a little longer before it rolled. But again, a great shot by Pam. Let's see how her cross-lane spare game is, Jen.
We haven't seen that yet, have we?
Nope.
Haven't had to see her shoot a whole lot of spares yet today.
I think Pam's lacking a little bit of confidence on that 10 pin. I saw her repeatedly trying to shoot it when they were warming up, and she was consistently missing it. And you know, when you're consistently missing a 10 pin, you're just going to miss it and miss it and miss it till you get about 2 or 3 in a row, and then it kind of changes your perception on it.
And again, it's more of a mental block than anything else, because the 10 pin is no more difficult than any other single pin spare to speak of, as long as you're disciplined enough to throw the ball properly. And if you open, your competitor will do what we just watched, and that's just kind of ram one home for a strike.
And that double puts her right back in the middle of this match.
Actually, if she can do it again, 3 pins down, and with a lot of paper left, the championship match, the one that you've tuned in to watch, will be a barn burner, I'm sure. There you go.
Great.
3-bagger for Linda Ashley.
The hammer ball. Gonna put the hammer on you here. Watch this one. Right over that same target line, the 10th board. Does she like it? Well, she ought to, because look at this. 10 in a pit. Every pin doing its job.
Now we made it to the final match of the day before Dave brought that one up.
All right. Pam's back on it.
Oh, Jennifer, I'm telling you, I really don't get the chance to watch the ladies bowl as much as I should, and this is great. This is what I'm really excited about, to watch this level of competition. It's fabulous. And we get to do it again next week.
It's great.
Yes,
and actually, the winner of this match will not be the champion, because the ladies had a roll-off in which 7 spots were given away. And the 2 shows, the winner of this match will go on to our first match next week, which will be against Nancy Fair.
So you just sort of continue climbing the ladder in this format.
That's correct.
The 10 pin, the one that's going to stop a lot of strings. Watch the second pin from the right-hand side of your screen. That's the 6 pin. Watch it. It's not going to do its job. Just missing, wrapping around the belly of the 10. Cross lane spare. She missed it last time. Let's see if she learned anything from her mistake.
All right.
Apparently so.
A little camaraderie there, a little hand slap on the way back. That's something you see at the quote-unquote higher levels of competition, but the scores won't tell me it's any higher anyplace else. Ooh, look at his eyes. Intense.
We've got a match on our hands. Oh. The 10 wiggles but does not go.
The accuracy bowlers, you've watched them. When they're hitting their mark, their roll is as good as anyone's, and they can strike. The smallest amount of error, however, will very rarely break up the splits like that. And unfortunately, Linda pulled the ball just a taste. She is open. About 17 pins separating the 2 players at this point. There you can see the lovely hand of Kathy Brocksterman filling in the
That's
score.
right. The lovely and talented Kathy Brocksterman, who doesn't get enough credit for what she does for this show.
She's a hard worker, and very conscientious about her job. She gives us all the tools we need to work. Linda pounding one home there in the 7th frame.
So that brings up Pam in the 7th frame. Pam working on the spare in the 6th. Has a little bit of an advantage here. About 15, 16 pins worth.
Yep. Getting just a little bit high on that head pin, but again, tripping out the 4. Pam is, it almost looks like a prevent defense at this point. She's not going, as you said before, projecting through the ball, lifting through it, that good arm extension. It looks a little bit more cautious at this point. Jen, wouldn't you say? Maybe I'm just picking up something that isn't there, but it just almost looks like she's not being as aggressive.
She's trying to place the ball too much.
Well, she placed that one right where it needed to go. And interesting you bring up prevent defense on the day of the NFL draft. One of the biggest days of the year in the NFL, Dave.
Thought never crossed my mind.
Yes.
Pam needs to go back to the stroke, the extension, and the aggression that's creating all those strikes for her. And I think she knows it. Left lane, she's left a couple of 10 pins. Let's see what happens this one. Yeah, a little bit more aggression on that ball. Oh no. Let's take a look and see if we can find out what happened in her release to cause this 8-10 split. Let's watch her thumb. Watch her thumb. Let's see if we can go around the ball. Yes, actually goes around the ball a little too soon. Causes the ball to skate even though she gets through it with some extension. Not the good clean roll, jumps to the right, leaves the 8-10. That changes the complexion of this match.
Very much so. Pam has to settle for one out of that major split. So she has a 153 through 8 frames.
The strike here, we can see a 3 or a 4 pin deficit. Going for the light mixer, not to be today. Linda had a big chance to jump up there and get back in this ball game. With a spare, she's going to cut the lead again. Going into the 9th frame, running out of paper though.
She can get it down to single digits.
About 3 pins.
With the right combination here.
The 9th and 10th with a tight match is going to be 2 very important frames. Somebody's got to take command right now.
This is like the red zone in football, right? You get in between those 10s and things start getting a little tougher. The whole score sheet is important, as you can see. But when it comes down to the 9th and 10th frames, that's where the talent, the composure, and the aggression takes over.
I think after Linda left that pocket split that was weak, I think she's been a little bit apprehensive about going light, and therefore she's been pulling it through the nose.
Through 8, she's down by 4. So it is coming down to the final throws here in our final match today.
Every spare at this point critical.
And Linda brings that one back in the 9th. So Pam Sheanshang looking to close it out here in the 9th and 10th frames. A 4-pin lead. She can stretch that to 14 with the strike right here.
Collecting her thoughts, she knows she can control the whole match. She throws 3 good shots. This is one of them.
Oh,
sure is. A big strike right there for Pam Sheanshang in the 9th frame.
The all-important 9th frame. Let's watch it again. This is perfection. 10th board. You saw it a little wide this time, but I'm telling you what, this roll in this ball is there. No deflection. That is power, and that's a shot that we were just not used to seeing 4, 5, maybe 6 years ago out of the women. Now with the intensity that their training program has lent and the new equipment, they are there. Wow, wow, wow.
No, she doesn't want to give Linda a chance to take this thing in the 10th. She's going to try to close her out right here.
I'm not sure I've seen anybody handle the situation better than Pam has, being her first time on TV, coming out with a 250 game against Regina. Here, her first challenge of the whole game, 9th and 10th, the most important. What does she have? A strike in the 9th and the first one in the 10th, and she can actually lock Linda out.
A 7-count spare would do it. It's the best 7-count I've ever seen.
Wow.
And this one belongs to Pam, huh?
Yes.
And she earned it. Very nice showing. This is the one that puts the match away. Pam just throws a rope. Watch the power on this. Does she like it? Yeah. How can you not like that?
Boy, she ought to. That was a hammer.
Pardon the pun.
No, that was a U dot.
Oh, it's
George. The hammers are the blue ones.
Excuse me. Well, Pam Sheanshang is going to survive this week and move into next week.
Yeah, you can smile now and loosen up, have a good time. Yeah,
It's like I can't believe it.
Did I win? Linda, again, nothing to be ashamed of. Qualifying roll-offs were held at Kingpin Lanes a couple of weeks ago. Linda, one of the qualifiers on a very competitive condition, and earned the right to appear on the telecast here.
She did average 200 through 5 games.
Making her spares, good clean roll. I'm sure that she will be around for a long time to come, posting some good numbers.
No doubt about that. She was very consistent in the 5 games she rolled to qualify for the show, too. And Linda Ashley closes it out with a strike, but it will be Pam Sheanshang moving on to next week as she wins with a 211 to Linda Ashley's 188. We'll wrap it all up right after this. We're back at Northwest Lanes. The gang's all here. Pam Sheanshang moves in the next week, and Jen, you got a little hardware to deliver here.
Indeed, Pam, great job. You did great. You handled yourself so well. You didn't look nervous. That 253 in the first game, did that loosen you up a little bit for the second game?
Yeah, it helped me get through the first game really well. I'm very nervous.
Well, you struck with consistency, made all your spares. You looked great. I think you're going to do very well next week.
Thank you.
And here to talk a little bit about next week, the bowling guru himself, Dave Newrad.
Yeah, thank you, George. The gurus will be here next week, though. Pam bowled excellently today, but I'm telling you, next week, stay tuned. Make sure you tune us in because 3 of this city's toughest bowlers will be here. Pam's going to have her work cut out for her, but she showed us today that she can make her spares. She can play the lanes with anybody. It's got that good, strong striking ball, George, and she's going to need it next week.
Well, all the women showed us here today that the women indeed in this city are bowling very well.
I'm kind of glad I'm in the semi-retirement, quite frankly. I'm back in the broadcast booth having a good time, and we're going to feature some great bowling next week.
Okay, good luck next week, Pam. We'll see you then, and we'll see you then, too. From Northwest Lanes, this has been the Queen of Bowling. Join us again next week.
Partridge Meats, serving Cincinnati for the last 100 years, brings you this special edition of Queen of TV Bowling.